We are back live, not in the agony booth. We're at the movies. We are excited to dive into.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure about that. It was Star
Sure,
Trek.
we're not in the agony booth.
No. I mean, we can flip it, but I don't think that's a good idea. We are back. To me,
I can do that for myself. So you watch.
If you have not figured it out, my name is Joe Dove. Joining me, of course, is Jason Roy Gaston. We are the Captain's Quadrant, and we are joined by a very special guest. We're talking with Rob from the Beverly Crushers. What's going on, Rob? Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me, guys. Really appreciate it. Excited to be here to talk Trek.
Yeah. We're talking a movie that some people don't like here.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad.
It's me. I don't like it. It's
Compared
me.
to what, Jason?
Compared what? Huh?
Compared to what?
It's all
Compared
relative,
to
is my
anything.
point. Right, wow.
Well, we're going to say hello to
my boy's
friend.
got me right there. Look at that. Look at that. He's an expert.
We are all in agony. I mean, let's do the proper thing and handle this the proper way by going through everything properly. Let us now go into the synopsis. Jason Roy Gaston, if you please.
The Enterprise is diverted to the Romulan homeworld, Romulus, supposedly because they want to negotiate a peace treaty. I hate this font.
All
Captain
right.
Picard and his crew discover a serious threat to the Federation once Praetor Shinzon plans to attack Earth. Heck does that say? Rotoscoping? Rotoscoping Ellet? Rotoscoping Ellet. Said dude.
I think the font got a little
Elisted tempor incaudet ut labrori.
We don't
Bring
need
that
that
back up. I am not done. Bring that back up.
It doesn't go.
Labrori. Now, I am enjoying this. Dolor magna quila quis ipsum seperinde ultris grande risis comed virta comanes asinta lacis vel prisis. Oh my God, there's a demon in here. It's okay. The cat's got it. The cat's got it. It's okay. Okay, take that away. Okay, one question.
Yeah.
The hell?
I don't know what happened and everything kind of like got blah blah blah.
Okay,
yeah.
So anyway, that's the plot to Nemesis. Good night, everybody. Good night. It starts out okay, and then it just kind of goes.
All right, well, let's hop into First Contact.
Thanks.
All right. Well, we're gonna give the stage, the floor, the podcast opening to our good friend Rob from the Beverly Crushers, and tell us, what was your first contact with the film?
Well, I believe I saw it when it came out, and I have to admit, I am more of a series purist when it comes to Next Gen. I've never thought the movie entries really hold a candle to the best that the series had to offer. But this was also, when did this come out? It must have been
20.
Yeah, 20-ish years ago, right?
Yeah, 23 years ago.
I thought it was fine, but I've kind of I'd been beaten down and learned that Next Gen movies were never going to truly satisfy the Next Gen urge.
Yeah. For me, this is the movie that I saw, the last Star Trek movie I saw with my mom. We had a tradition, and hello, Mom, because I know you're going to see this later. She's Cosmic Mom. Sometimes she pops up, sometimes she doesn't. And if you're joining us for the first time, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And this is the last movie I saw with my mom. My mom and her best friend and I used to see the Star Trek movies from Star Trek 4 or 5 on. And this was the last one. My friend moved to out of state. And my mom actually became disabled not long after this movie, but not because of this movie. Just want to put that out there. Even though I'm sure Jason would think that it was because of the movie. So this has a special place in my heart because it has a fond memory of my mom and I going to the theater to see it. And this is the last time I would have that opportunity to go to the movies with my mom, as it were, when she could walk. So that was a very special time for me. Now, as far as the movie goes, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good story. I thought the pace was good, and I felt that the action was kind of fun. I thought it wasn't.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Probably the best CGI was in the opening sequence
Yeah.
where the Romulans fall at the Senate, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Jason Roy Gaston, First Contact.
I went and saw this movie in theaters. It was a bright, sunny day. I was in a great mood. Walked in, watched the movie, came out. It was dark and rainy, and I was pissed off. That's my first contact with this movie.
All right. Very well. Very well. Well, let's get into the thick of it. Let's talk about the meat and bones of this movie. Let's talk about pros and cons.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
All right, Jason, I'm going to let you have it because it's quite entertaining when you get angry because you dislike something so much.
Well, you know, a lot of this is just show. I'm not really that angry.
Mhm.
That's a lie. I'm totally so where do we even get started? Number one, flawed idea. Well, I'm not even going to say it's a flawed idea. It's a good idea. The execution is all wrong. You have this theme of duality that is shown in this film, the whole idea of nature versus nurture, and it's never exploited because whoever wrote this movie, I think, was it John Logan, or he's the director. I don't remember who wrote it.
No, he wrote it too.
Did he write it too? Okay,
Yeah.
so now I got 2 reasons to not like him.
Yeah.
He was just not smart enough to exploit this or to explore it in any way. And it was right there, right in front of him. What makes us the person we are? Even Picard says it at one point. You know, I could have been this, but it's just the circumstances of, you know, how they were brought in. I will also say, even though I think Tom Hardy is a fantastic actor, and I actually think he was good as Shinzon, he did his best with what he was given. And I think it really sucks that he went into a depression because of this movie. And that is a true story. Check it out.
No, it's 100% true.
Shinzon should have been played by Patrick Stewart. It should have been Patrick Stewart in both roles.
Oh,
if they were going to do it that way it could have been, you know, nature versus nurture, light side, dark side, however you want to do it. And I cannot believe a couple of decisions that were made with this movie. First of all, the completely unnecessary casting of Ron Perlman, who is a fantastic actor, a great human being. It's like, hey, let's get Ron Perlman, a legend, and let's cover his face with crap so you can't even recognize who he is. But at least he's got that voice. Oh no, we're gonna alter the voice in post so you can't tell it's him either.
Yeah, that was.
So what's the point?
And he does have one of the most recognizable voices of all time.
Yes, and I've met him twice, and he's great. He's absolutely great. And I mentioned it before the show. The mind rape scenes were they were unnecessary and they were insulting. And this movie has some of the biggest examples of Data being forehead slappingly stupid when he has no reason to be. Whenever they enter the nebula and he's just, you know, Data, what's happening to our data feed? Oh yes, this nebula that we're going through for no reason cuts all of our communications with Starfleet. Oh no, this could be a problem. And then the whole thing about leaping over and getting Picard, I could have thought of like 20 different ways that they could have solved that problem. You know, he's got a phaser, smash it on something, set it on overload, and then run and jump again. I mean, that at least he could have tried. Data was just, he had a mad on for self-sacrifice in this movie from the very beginning. He was just like, can I kill myself now? No, Data, not yet. How about now?
He was all emotional from the wedding at the opening of his
stupid car
friends.
race. The car race, the Mad Max crap was so stupid and unnecessary and was literally thrown in just to have an action sequence. And it wasn't even a good action sequence. B4, also unnecessary. And this is another thing I've said, another choice I think the movie should have made. It should have been lore.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been lore, but no, Paramount thinks the viewers are dumb and they can't figure out something as simple as Data has an evil twin.
Well, here's the thing. Can I rebut or at least qualify some of these? I'm not going to totally disagree with you.
You said, but.
Number one, to your first comment, I think the problem with Star Trek movies And the fact that it didn't go and explore this really interesting and rich philosophical concept enough of nature versus nurture, which is ostensibly what the plot is about. It's the nature of the medium. I think the show was so much better, kind of that smaller screen setting of just keeping it small, keeping it philosophical. When they go to the theaters, they're probably getting all these producer interference and going, you got to make it big. It's got to have more explosions. You know what I mean? That's why, to me, they've never been as fulfilling as the show was, or really even strike the same tone that the show did.
Yeah, that is true. But I have seen movies do that.
Sure.
One of movies like Pleasantville, Fight Club. They all talk about heavy philosophical issues, and I just don't understand why the people who are in charge of Star Trek can't look at those movies and say, we could do that with this show that's supposed to be a philosophical examination of humanity in outer space. Why don't we do that? Oh, no. Zap, zap, boom, boom. That's what we do.
Shinzon, and when Shinzon and Picard are having that holographic interaction, I feel like they were trying to get that, because it's like, no, these are decisions that I made. Well, I didn't get to live in Starfleet. I had to live on the freaking rock that never got any sunlight underground, digging up dilithium. So I'm angry. So I feel like they did kind of tap into that.
You merely adopted
the dark.
I was born in it. I was molded by it. I didn't see a holograph until I was a man.
He's kind of typecast now that you mention it.
Yeah,
he is. But you know what? He's darn good in every part he's in.
Good. So good.
I will fight anybody who says that he was a bad Bane. He was amazing Bane.
He was a great Bane. He put on muscle too. He was jacked.
Oh my God, I know.
It was crazy.
And that accent, at first I was like, what is he doing with that accent? And I'm like, I can't picture Bane in any other way. And it's so iconic that like they're doing that accent in Harley Quinn for Bane. And I think that's amazing. I'm going to blow up that stadium. I just...
Yeah.
Tom, we know you're watching. We love you.
Yeah. He's watching.
It should have been Patrick Stewart.
Rob, pros and cons.
Listen, I think watching a young Tom Hardy is definitely the biggest pro. I agree. Mm-hmm. Although you do have to suspend some disbelief that he is Picard. They don't look that similar, other than the fact that they shaved his head or put a bald cap on him.
I did laugh out loud when they showed the picture from Picard's photo album, and it's literally Tom Hardy. And I'm just like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think another thing, a con, is that I think this happens in the modern era as well with a lot of the IP, where Hollywood gets a hold of it and they're like, oh, we got to do callbacks. We got to have things that people have seen before. We've already seen Data's head getting discovered on some random planet, and that being a mystery in and of itself. We've already seen the mind rape stuff with Troy. Like, it all felt like just overtrodden territory from the show.
Boldly going where everyone has gone before.
You may have seen this before, but is it new? Because it's on the big screen this time. I mean, my pros, of course, I absolutely love the look of the Enterprise E. I sometimes switch my like and dislike between the four ships, the C, D, E, and the A. I think they're beautiful. B, I like the Excelsior better. But anyway, I feel like they really brought some really cool concepts out. The plot, I felt, would have served better if it was Sela coming back out of the pits of wherever they put her, because I don't remember how that ended.
They shouldn't have introduced the character of Denatra. It should have been Sela.
It should have been Sela, and it would have made more sense because she got close to Picard, and she could have gotten Picard's DNA, and that could have been her clone project.
And it would have made more sense for her turn at the end.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, dang, they're going to go wipe out my mother's planet. I may have a problem with that.
Exactly.
Because it's like Denatra's just like, evil, 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 evil. Oh, no, wait, evil is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't really. That was the con, was that character. As much as the actress, there's nothing wrong with that character at all. The actress, the character just didn't make sense.
I felt bad for the actors and actresses.
I felt like some of the actors, the Romulan actors, were a little bit wooden. They weren't like Tomalak and some of the ones that we've known from the history of Trek, TNG on television. They were kind of weird. It would have served them to have Mark Amalo come back as his Romulan character. That would have also been kind of cool, like Draka or something like that.
I wonder if this is another thing plaguing these film sets, is the budget aspect, right? You're doing a weekly show, and you kind of have a little bit of room allocated in the budget for one big name actor or ringer to come in and play a certain role and do something really cool. But when you bring it to the big screen, I wonder if they're just very concerned about budget constraints and they can't stock the cast.
I mean, Mark Ruffalo's probably not that expensive. Great actor that he is and all, but I don't think he would have, pulled. I think Ron Perlman was probably besides the regular cast, I think he was the top billing on this one.
They buried him under latex.
Yeah, they just
So that makes me think that he asked to be a part of it, though. I wonder how many people are like, no, find a spot for me somehow, some way, or I'll lower my rate and I don't really care. And I almost want to be in the prosthetics because that's part of the deal.
That's a good point. Can you imagine?
Be that famous one day, just kick my way onto the Star Trek set and say, Klingon now!
I believe that's how Samuel Jackson ended up in Star Wars. I think.
I'm sure it was.
George Lucas, I want in this mother effer, But
I could just see George Lucas. Oh my goodness, who are you? I suppose we could give you a part. Is this your lightsaber, the one that says BMF on it?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Another big pro for me, was the data sacrifice, and the ultimate pro for me is the Shinzon pulling the piece of the Romulan ship through his body to get Picard and choke him. He's like, I'm gonna die, but I'm still gonna take it with me. I love that. I thought that was.
I have to admit that was pretty awesome.
That's awesome. You're not getting that in. I know My Figure Universe loves Insurrection. You ain't getting that in Insurrection. The most you're getting is a hacky sack thrown at you.
It's Insurrection.
It's boring. That's what it is.
Okay, I literally left the country so I didn't have to watch that movie.
That's how bad that was.
I went to the Middle East so I wouldn't have to watch that.
I could have gotten blown it up, but I made it.
I just realized I forgot to give my pros about the movie because I actually do have a couple. You actually mentioned one, so I have another one, and that is I really liked how this movie made the Enterprise feel like an actual working starship.
Yeah.
The intercoms, you could hear it echoing in the background, and there were a couple of other things that they did that honestly, I think that this is the closest that the Enterprise E felt like being, a gigantic ship with hundreds of people on it.
Right.
And I really liked that. So that's another one of
mine. Yeah, I totally agree. That's a great one. Another big pro for me was the cameo by Admiral Janeway. I thought that was a nice way to kind of tie in some of the Voyager cast, at least Janeway. It would have been cooler if she kind of came out and had the fleet at the ready to stop Shinzon or something like that. But
now, how does this match up when Voyager was on? Would that have been in its like third or fourth season at that point?
Voyager wrapped up already.
Voyager was over by that point.
Yeah, I think Enterprise was in its third season and just tanking at that time because I think Enterprise ended a year after.
Interesting. All right, fair enough.
Yeah. So that was nice to see her. She got her moment to shine. I still was a little miffed that we didn't get Cisco in anything big screen, especially now that
to pretend like Cisco never existed. They did actually write a scene for him in Star Trek First Contact.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Originally. Yeah, there was a scene at the beginning of the movie. It was going to take place in Cisco's office, and it was Cisco sending Worf with the Defiant to Earth, and Worf objects and says, Captain Picard should be there, and Captain Cisco slaps him and says, "Don't you ever mention his name to me again." He doesn't actually say that, but it's Picard was a Borg.
Right.
So he's not going to have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
I can understand why they cut it, but man, I would have loved to have seen Cisco on the big screen.
Yeah, me too. I thought that was a giant missed opportunity for all of Star Trek. It's just because Star Trek was ahead of the game with the whole, multiverse thing. Everything being connected like the MCU did. They were already doing it back in the day. So
you removed the missed opportunity bumper.
I did not have that here because this is at the movies.
Man. I was going to get
you. I was going to get you.
I get you.
That would have been kind of cool. I would have appreciated it. It's a great bumper. Yeah, so I thought that was some of my cons for this movie. I hate Shinzon's suit. That thing looked ridiculous.
I feel like you need a safe word if you're in the room with him alone.
Yeah.
Either that or he just walks in and goes, "We have such delights to show you.
Yeah.
You opened it, we came.
The box, you opened it, we came. Definitely would have been cool to have Pinhead show. No, it would have been cool if they would have just had the typical Romulan, like an updated Romulan suit, rather than try to identify the remnants in that. Is it latex? I don't know. It was weird. It was purple. Purple, poor choice. Did not like those.
I'm sure they picked it up at a shop named Chrissy's that all the dancers go to, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Definitely not a fan of that. I wasn't a fan of them not using lore, as you said. It was kind of weird that, the whole plot was basically we found him and we put him back together, and then we separated him so you can put him back together and bring him over here so we can get some of your ship data. It was like, okay, that's stuff they've done before, because you did that in Generations when you got Geordi's visor and like fiddled with it and made him come back on the ship, and then we got all the information and blew up the D. It was like, again. But one of the choices that I did love, and I'm going back and forth as pros and cons can be, was the look of the new Romulan warships. I thought the Scimitar was dumb because it had like antennas. All right, Picard. It was kind of weird that it had that two, whatever it was. I know it was supposed to be like a super warbird, a predator, as they said, but it kind of looked weird.
They based the design on a lionfish.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can see it, but at the same time, yeah, that doesn't make any sense to have bits of your ship that poke out.
Yeah, so weird. It's like, why don't we just shoot those pieces that are sticking out? Let's shoot that first. Like, that's what I would.
Oh man, I'm in the very end of the pointy part. Now I got to go all the way back there to get to the other end of that pointy part over there.
Exactly.
Also, that's why I hated the design of the Narada from Star Trek 09, because it was the same thing. It was just like pointy parts.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
Yeah, it was weird. Very poor choices. Very cool part was the Verada, I believe it was called, the ships that the other Romulans had. They updated the TNG Romulan ships. I thought those looked pretty cool and sleek, but they kind of teetered towards the birds of prey from the Klingon Empire. I thought it was very too reminiscent of the Klingons.
I thought they were boring designs.
Really,
in every way cool. Inferior to the Romulan bird of prey that we saw on the TV show. I would have rather seen an update to the double-decker design that looks like a big hamburger. I would rather see them update that than go with what they did, because it looked like they just took that and chopped it in half and was like, that's okay. I didn't like that. They were just boring.
I did like that they had Troy basically save the day and use the thing that Shinzon was using against her in that terrible scene. Space.
That if they were going to do that, that should have been the kill shot right there. That should have been the shot that killed the Scimitar.
Yeah.
But in that case, it was just like, yes, I got mind raped so that I could show you how to shoot a few torpedoes at it. Oh, it didn't do anything. Well, crap.
I mean, it did find them because they weren't going to. So I feel like that was kind of justified. Because at least if she didn't do that, they would have never been able to get the ship, and they would have never had that opportunity to break through the cloak and ultimately ram into it.
Okay, do you want to know how to do that? Okay, this is how you do it. I sense that they're over there. The people who never mind raped me are over there, Captain. Oh, why didn't we do this years ago? That's brilliant.
Well, she had never had a psychic connection with any other Romulans. And was he the only Reman? That my question is he the only Reman with that power, or did they all have?
They never explain.
I'm
assuming not. We're forgetting the most important Troy moment in this episode, and that is that she's given the helm again.
Yes,
and crashes the Enterprise again
into the other ship.
She has 100%. Well, at least until Star Trek Picard, she had 100% crash rate every time she piloted the ship.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, even now it's like a 66.6% crash rate. If I got onto an airplane and says, yes, I only crash 66.6% of the time, I'd get off the plane.
Well, that's it for me. Bye. And I believe that the shot where Data goes through and jumps in space across to the other ship was really cool. It was like Super Data, because he did the whole
They should have used that sound effect.
They should have.
That would have sold it for me.
I do think it's pretty amazing that they lost that mobile transport technology by the time Star Trek Picard came around.
Yeah, they never used it until Discovery.
Yeah, and that's
It took 900 years to get that right.
Yeah, I don't know.
They were choices.
I don't know. I just feel like there were choices made and they just weren't good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they weren't terrible. That was it was the beginning of the technology. It's like when they had the first cell phone. They were ginormous.
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
I
have to go over there alone, number one. I have to take care of this. Riker should have gone, screw you. You're taking an away team with you so they can disarm the ship while you're fighting Shinzon, idiot.
Yeah, that probably would have made more sense.
We're going to do that before the transporters bust. Is that okay? Oh, I probably should have thought of that. Good job.
Well, I mean, at the same time, I heard there was a rumor that he was like, I kind of want out of Star Trek. So
this movie, I don't blame him. I don't.
And it was going to be either Data or Picard that were going to sacrifice themselves. So it was one of those things where he kind of like last minute chose not to. And Brent was kind of like, I'm out. And I think it was an interesting choice because they did have a way to bring him back. It was like them trying to do Star Trek 4 because because they downloaded his information into B4, but B4 was too weak to really get all of the abilities that Data had. And unfortunately,
if there is a lesson to be learned taken from Star Trek Nemesis by the audience, it's the importance of backing up your data.
Oh wow, that's a joke. All these 20 some odd years, I never thought. He leaves.
Thank you. I'll be here all night. Tip your waitress.
Was amazing. I gotta give you that. That was great. I mean, at the tail end of the movie, we had Data before rather humming the song that he was singing to Troy and Riker. And I thought that was going to be an opportunity for Data to kind of evolve and pop out of B4, but of course, only in the comics.
Chest burster.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Data. But if you read the comic, that was the countdown to Star Trek, Star Trek, which was the Kelvin universe.
Star Trek Countdown,
yeah, Star Trek Countdown.
I liked it. I know it's not canon anymore, but I liked it.
Yeah. They said that the information that Data did pass worked, and B4 switched to Data, and we were good. And then Data dyed his hair and had a little gray. It was good. It was choices.
They had a really cool bit in there because the countdown to Star Trek, it takes place in the Prime universe before Spock goes back in time to the altered Kelvin universe. And there's a scene in what is now Data's ready room, because Data's captain of the Enterprise,
right?
Where Spock and Data talk about coming back from the dead, basically, because now they have a common frame of reference,
right? And
Data doesn't like to call it a resurrection. He says, "I don't like to call it a resurrection. It's more of a return." And it was just a neat little conversation between
and I think if they would have filmed that, it would have been a nice passing of the torch to the Kelvin universe for the TNG to get a little bit of a shine one last time.
Except they killed Data, so they couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, the B4 thing, they could have just made that canon. I thought it would have worked perfectly. But I believe that's why they wrote the comic, so that they can kind of...
Well, it's Paramount saying, no, the audience is too stupid to understand this.
Yeah, well, Skydance owns it now, so hopefully we'll get some proper thoughts in that.
Yeah, if they ever make a movie.
Yeah.
Because they haven't made a Star Trek movie since Star Trek Beyond.
Right.
There's never been another movie.
Which was how long ago?
Like I don't know. It's been a long time, but there's never been another movie, streaming exclusive or otherwise.
That's true. And sad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us fire it well. Let's find out about the Beverly Crushers.
Fire it well.
Yes. Rob, tell us all about the Beverly Crushers.
Yes, thank you. It's a rock band in tribute to Star Trek The Next Generation. So we write original songs from the perspective of the characters and about situations on the ship and throughout the series. And we are all lifelong musicians. So We take it pretty seriously. It's a silly concept, but we like to execute silly concepts with dead seriousness. So you can bet your butt that we go pretty deep on the references and the musicality as well.
Amazing. How long have you guys been performing together?
This is our second full-length album that just came out,
Nice.
Enterprise, just about a month ago. And we've all known each other for a million years, played in a million bands together, and shared this love of the next generation. So we really only started playing as the Beverly Crushers and writing songs. I guess it's been about 10 years.
Oh, nice.
But because of geography and things like that, we actually don't have that many happenstances to get together. So it's been primarily a distant project. And now we're getting ready to play some shows in support of this new album.
Great. Have you guys played at any cons or anything?
We have not. We're kind of just getting the live show together, to be honest. It's been mostly a recording project up to this point. We're ready to be booked, though.
If I had that missed opportunity thing, I would definitely play it right now. And where are you? I know you're in the west side of the United States. Are all your band members sporadic?
Exactly. Yeah, we're all in Northern California, so centered around the San Francisco Bay. And making the music here at studios here and at our home studios, and it's really just a ton of fun. I've always loved about the show how character driven it is, and I think that allows for a lot of exploration of what's going on in the world, whether it's about what it feels like to actually work on the Enterprise, Data questioning his own self in a song like Only Data, or Troy feeling like she's relegated because she's a woman in Just a Pretty Face, or just songs about how cool the holodeck is. There's a lot of those.
A lot of those. And I'm assuming you guys are on Spotify and
Yep. We're everywhere. We printed a vinyl record. It's available on Bandcamp, but you can stream the music everywhere. Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify.
Amazing. What would you say is your favorite song that you could share a couple of lyrics or limericks with us?
Sure. So the one that's been doing really well. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that because I think this might be a family show. But
no, you're good. I like how Jason's eyes wide. Whoa.
Well, I wrote a song about Q, who's one of my favorite characters, about the idea that he is just messing with humanity because he's bored. Right. And it's called Space and Time. And the chorus is basically, I mess with your heart. I mess with your mind. I'm messing around with the fabric of space and time, kind of a big sing-along aspect.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're the bassist or lead guitar?
I'm the lead guitar, and I also sing on about half the tracks.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And is that, you guys all went to school for music, so there any, one of my favorite things that I've learned about musicians, because I do there's another podcast about music, and I do that with a musician and singer, is that bands tend to have inner turmoil. That happened a lot with the Beatles and the Police and everything. Was there any inner turmoil that kind of would have destroyed the Kittimer Accords for you guys?
Luckily, in this case, it's with one of my writing partners, one of my oldest friends. His name's Tom. He's the bass player in the Beverly Crushers, and he also writes. And listen, when we were in our 20s and we were playing and gigging in bands and doing that whole thing and trying to make it, it was much more tumultuous. And I was in a band with Tom at that time. But over the years, other things take precedence. We're not professional musicians. We're just very practiced, high-level amateurs is what you want to call us. So at this point, we're able to keep it at a little arm's length, and especially with the fun of the project. And it's really just when we get together to try to write new material, we're just sitting around watching Star Trek, which is what we love doing anyway.
There it is.
And nitpicking it and chatting about it and making jokes about it. And that becomes the material.
There it is. That's fantastic. Thank you for joining us this week. We've had a wonderful time talking about Nemesis, and I'm here with another that loves, well, maybe not loves, but has respect for Nemesis, that doesn't have disdain for it like some of our friends here. Like My Figure Universe. We're going to say hello to our friends in the chat. My Figure Universe says we're all in agony. No, not true.
Man,
not true.
I didn't realize it was so hated. I mean, it's not great. I'm not going to lie, but come on.
It's not the best, but it's not the worst. That's reserved for Insurrection. I accept the classification as expert. Oh, congratulations. Hello, young man. It's Leticia. Good to see you again. My Figure Universe says, "Hey, remember the great film Nemesis?" Said Joe Dove and Rob.
I don't. Okay, I have it. Yeah, not
Yeah,
great.
not
In
great.
its
It's
first
okay.
week at the box office, it was beat by Made in Manhattan.
Really?
Made in Manhattan is a
Seriously.
work of filmic beauty, man.
Oh well, there it is. There it
I'm
is.
kidding.
Well, compared to Nemesis, yes, it is.
So with regards to my mom, who was losing her ability to walk during the release of Nemesis, I'm willing to bet Nemesis didn't help my mom. That's from my
It is.
Universe.
I don't think it helped any of us.
I think we all lost abilities after that movie. My Figure Universe says, "I saw the movie, dated a girl at the theater to get the poster for free. Never called her again. Still got the poster. I wish I had that poster. I thought the poster looked cool."
The funny thing is, I whenever I was in radio, we had this person who worked at a movie theater part-time, and he would bring movie posters up there, and he was like, "Hey, I know you're a Star Trek fan. Here you go." And it was the one with Tom Hardy's back to the camera.
Yeah, holding
and
up
Picard there and Data there, because they're the only two next gen characters that matter. And I was just like, yeah, I didn't like the movie, but it's a cool poster. And it hung there for a couple of years until the station got sold, and I decided to move on. And whenever I went to go take the poster off the wall, it like ripped in two.
Oh,
And I was just, oh well, and threw it away. It did not even register with me, because at that point I was just like, this movie blows. Why do I even care?
And that is the same poster that My Figure Universe has.
Is it also torn in two?
No, I think it's still together. I'm pretty sure. John Logan wrote it and should have been good because of that. Yeah, he's actually award-winning. He's an award-winning writer. So it's interesting that John Logan.
Gladiator is an overrated movie.
Oh, are you serious?
Come at me.
Gladiator's amazing. It's such a bro.
Amazingly overrated. I agree.
Stuart Barrett was a director, and he's an idiot. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
I'll go
kept
with that.
calling LaForge Laverne.
All right, Laverne, why don't you go get Shirley?
That's something that Frakes and Sirtis kept saying, was that, he didn't know anything about Star Trek. He kept calling LaForge Laverne.
Laverne.
But, I wanted to see LeVar Burton just lose it and just like, my name is LaForge.
I think that he should have directed the movie.
I think that Frakes Frakes should have done it, or LeVar should have done it, or heck, get Robert Duncan McNeil to do it. He could have done it. Anybody could have been better than Stuart Baird.
Okay, that's a good point. Stopping by to say hi. That is our good friend.
Hello,
Crusher Confro Pod. Good to see you, friend. Hello, friends. Is Nemesis great? No. This is from Crusher Convo. Is it better than some of the other movies? Sure. Definitely prefer Nemesis over Insurrection. Yeah.
It's
one more for the good.
It's
guys.
like this. Which one hurts the most? One is boring. The other is boring. One is terrible.
Nemesis
The other is terrible.
No. I had a 12-hour workday, so she's going to bed. So I hope you have a great night. I'm kind of the opposite. I prefer Insurrection over Nemesis. I guess you prefer sleeping than being kept awake. I recommend checking out the movie Bronson.
I've seen it.
That's
Tom Hardy is so unhinged in that movie, and I love it.
Yeah. That is a really good Tom Hardy. I'm pretty sure he says movie. Film. Yeah, it's a really good Tom Hardy film.
I was gonna say, does Tom Hardy sing too? Because I'd buy the album. I just think it'd be awesome.
Yeah. Hated the mind rapes. That's
same sister. Hated them.
Yeah. My comic. There's a combo. If My Figure Universe says, if you have to watch the movie again, watch it with the director's commentary so you can understand that Stuart Ford is an idiot that didn't understand Star Trek. Wow.
Poor guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's a fun story I'll share. I don't have it with me. I don't know where I put it, but I have Nemesis signed by Brent Spiner. And that was the first Star Trek actor that I ever met. I went to a New York City Comic Con. It was early when they were having it at Wizard Con, when they were having it at the Piers before they got into the Javits Center. And I was like, he was the top billing. Him, Ric Flair, and the guy who was the Punisher, Thomas Jane. Yeah, Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane was drunk, and he gets up on the table and he goes, "Hey, keep staring to the light. I'll sign your shit." So I found that to be a choice. And then I remember being pretty nervous talking to Brent Spiner because I had been an admirer of his for so long. And I remember fumbling my words, and he was like, "All right, so who do you want me to make this out to?" It's like, "I really like this movie. It's one of my favorites." And he looked up and went, "Mine too." And he said, "So who do I make it out to?" I was like, "Yeah, Joe." And I just totally forgot my name. And I was like, "All right, so just Joe." And then I said, "Joe Dove, make it out to Joe Dove." And he signed it to Sutton. He goes, "What does that mean?" It's like, "Oh, it's my last name." Interesting. And then that was it. So my freaking universe
The
says,
first time I met Brent Spiner, I was going to tell him a joke, and
you didn't?
I messed up the joke, and I just looked like I was like, "Yeah, I was at that." Sir, are you okay? Another fun story about Brent Spiner is somebody had a DeLorean time machine at this con, and my kids wanted a picture in front of it, so I put my kids in front of it. I have 4 of them, beautiful children. Not anymore. Now they're just all grown and horrible. But back then they were cute. But I went to go take the picture, and right before I hit the button, some guy walks right in front of us. And I'm just like, jackass. Took the picture, and then I looked at the guy because I was going to give him like dagger look. Brent Spiner. It was Brent Spiner. He was walking in front, and I tried to take another picture, and all I got was like his foot leaving the frame like that. I just thought, oh, if I would have given anything to take that picture, because he was looking right at me as he went by.
It's probably like, "Don't take my picture, buddy. You know, you got to pay for
Don't
that."
take my picture as I walk right in front of your
Right in
children
front of
you're
your
trying to take a
camera,
picture of.
My freaking
Brent, I'm
universe says,
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot, and I'm sorry that I'm slow on the draw. I'm just a slow person, but I do catch up.
Yeah, I catch up. My freaking universe says, "And see, that's the thing. I had high hopes because of John Logan. He wrote Gladiator. He did such a great job with that we thought, how could he do wrong?" And apparently he did a lot wrong. Voyager ended in 2001, and this movie happened in 2002. Yeah, so I was right.
So they must have been still making Voyager when this was made, right? It wasn't that far off.
Well, I mean, if it's a year, so they were wrapped up before. They were probably wrapped up in 2000, and then just.
Oh, that's right, because Enterprise was going to premiere, like it was scheduled to premiere just a couple of weeks after 9/11 happened.
Right.
They had to delay it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
I remember that now.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, no, not cool.
That was 20.
That's why it didn't work out.
Yeah, that didn't help either. Wow, 25 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
I saw something the other day that said we're closer to First Contact Day than we are the premiere of Star Trek 4.
That's terrible. I fully support Cisco and everything from my fingers. You make the reference to Hellraiser, which makes me think of Andrew Robinson, who was in the first Hellraiser film. Yes, he was playing a duality role. He was supposed to be his brother and this really kind guy who gets murdered. So, or unalived, as they say. Every time Troy pilots the ship, she crashes it. That's for sure.
Yep.
Have you ever watched the deleted scenes from this movie? Seabelt, the new first officer, and the Titan reference.
It's cringy.
It's cringy?
It's so cringy. It is all so cringy.
I need to go back and watch that. I think the Kelvin universe eventually got its due with the references on Discovery.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
They made a reference on Prodigy as well, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's true. Rob, you just got a new follower, and he's going to check out your album. So
awesome, man! Enterprise available everywhere.
There you go. All right, and then the last comment here is, the one I have is the double-sided print on like plastic material, so that the light behind the box can illuminate the poster. Is that
That's
the same
one I had? Yeah.
And it fell apart. That sucks. I did not have that. Although I had a slew of movie posters, I do have the one behind me, which is for the 7th anniversary of Star Trek: The Next Generation. That they put for whatever reason, they put one of the episodes into theaters, and it wasn't Yesterday's Enterprise nor Best of Both Worlds. Why? I don't know. Choices. But I think it was
too short a season, wasn't it?
No, I think it was Encounter at Farpoint.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. But it's a cool poster. You got the ship, everybody.
I like it.
Yeah. I have every Star Trek movie poster except the Kelvin films. Wow.
2 of the Kelvin films. I have
posters?
the Spock and Kirk photos from 09, and then I have the the Into Darkness poster that features the Enterprise burning up in the atmosphere, because I just thought that was such a striking image.
Oh.
And I think my favorite one, though, is I have a Japanese Star Trek 3 poster.
Oh.
It's the coolest thing. I think it's a reproduction, but it's still cool. It is still
Wow.
cool.
Wow. Definitely have to check that out. I need to like up my Star Trek poster game, because other than that, it's pretty barren here, man. It's
Well, whenever I make the big move, I will go through my collection, and anything I can't take with me, I will send to New Jersey, so you can.
I appreciate
look
that
at it.
greatly.
Yeah,
I really do, because it's bare over here in Jersey. We could use some more Star Trek posters. We also have a little bit of exciting news. We're going to be launching our Patreon this week, so be sure to check out our channel and see more information and hear more information about that. It's going to be a lot of fun, where you can take part in the show. You can make choices. You can pick an episode of the Agony Wheel, and we will take one of ours off and put yours on with your name on it. So that's going to be cool. And
hours off and put yours on.
Yeah, maybe a poor choice of words, but nevertheless,
they were the right choice of words.
Right choices.
The exact words you should have used. We probably got like 5 Patreons from that alone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, we will definitely be at Trek Long Island this year.
Yes.
We've spoken to the fine folks, and they will be with us on the 14th in the Captain's Quadrant. We'll be talking about an episode of Star Trek where Stephanie and or Matthew will be talking about Trek Long Island 3. Trek Long Island 3 was that the search for convention?
Search for Spock.
Yeah, the search for convention.
Search for Spork.
The search for Spork, so I can have some tea.
And I have to let everybody know what I'm going to have to undergo to get to Trek Long Island, because I am this summer. I've planned this for years. I'm going to do a road trip to Alaska, all the way up to the Arctic Ocean, and I've wanted to do this for years. And then Joe is like, "Hey, is there any way you can get to Long Island in the middle of this trip?" So I'm going to drive to Calgary, Canada, get on a plane, fly to New Jersey or New York or Long Island or wherever it's at, stay there for a few days, and then fly back to Calgary and continue my drive to Alaska. So I hope you people are appreciative. I hope you come up to me and say, "Thank you for making this sacrifice." For
with tears in my eyes,
That's with
Mr.
tears
Gaston.
in your
Thank
eyes.
you. Thank you
Tears
so
in your
much.
eyes. And also, I want you all to look at Joe square in the face and tell him Nemesis sucked.
No, you say Nemesis is better than Insurrection. That's what
I said. I go back and forth. You know what? Nemesis and Insurrection suck equally.
No.
Yeah, they do. They suck equally.
No. Because nothing is sacrificed in.
They suck
Nemesis.
so hard that light cannot escape them.
No. Nemesis is a superior film. I'm going to go to the grave.
Superiorly boring.
No, it's not boring. That's the whole point. We didn't have 6 hours of them being in a cave talking about his hair
insulting.
or lack thereof.
That's all I hear is
no. Nemesis.
You sound like Teddy.
Other big news: Teddy got neutered last week. Teddy's less.
Why is that big news? Why do you think we want to know?
People really.
Nobody out there cares.
No, they like Teddy. They care. The comment below.
Is it gonna make him less of a jackass?
I hope so.
Oh,
I hope so.
I swear, if you bring that dog to the convention and it bites me again, I'm kicking it like a football, like a
it won't
fuzzy white football. It's just gonna.
It loved you at the convention.
If you are at that convention and you hear a and you see what looks like a white tribble flying overhead, that's just Teddy. He's learning how to fly.
No. We're gonna have a blast.
I would never do that to an animal.
No,
but I would Teddy.
So
Teddy's evil.
So Teddy. So just so you know, Rob, what happened was, both of
Teddy bites.
Yeah, Teddy bites. But he's trying to help you go to bed because Jason, I was my guest last year. He stayed here with us, and Jason's a cat owner, so Teddy felt a little way. So he's like, you know what? Let me help him to his bed. And just because Jason's very tall and Teddy can jump pretty high, it just happens that he nipped him, trying to tug a shirt to get him into his area of sleep.
He nipped me in my luscious derriere. Okay,
just want to help you out.
It's all out of love and affection,
never stopped the entire time. Imagine that for 5 hours straight.
Well, I
Dog
mean,
is the devil.
he doesn't do it at the convention. He only does it here. In the
Oh no,
place.
it's the same reason why Ike never hit Tina in public.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
You really brought it down there for a second. Huh?
I did. But you
I was
know
like,
what?
oh.
Joe's just like, oh, I get it now.
Damn, it's a freaking national
The dog
tragedy.
is
Tina
evil.
Turner story.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That really put it in. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's entry into the Captain's Quadrant. Really appreciate it. And of course, next week, Jason and I will be diving into sliders. We're sliding into sliders. Sliders. Because we are doing wormholes. We're going to be hopping into that. I am going to be watching my first episode of Sliders tonight. And Jason's going to tell me what other episodes to watch. And then we are going to come back together and discuss Sliders.
Oh, you've never seen it?
I saw a few episodes years ago, but when it originally aired. So it's been
Gimli's in that, right?
Yes, Gimli is in it.
I know
Ursula
Gimli's
is
in
in it.
And
The great John Rhys Davies.
John Rhys-
And Commander Ransom is in it too.
Yes.
Harry O'Connell.
yes.
Oh yeah.
And there's somebody else in there that was pretty big too.
Let me see who else. I don't think anybody else was in that was famous in the main cast. I mean, Curry Wurr was kind of big there for a while, but now nobody remembers who she is. And Charlie O'Connell was in it, but I think his biggest role was one of the jocks in Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's basically nepotism that got him their job. So
Nepotism.
yeah. I will be in one more season, but only if my brother's in there too. Hi, I'm Gary's brother.
Wow.
I want to be on a TV.
Will Sasso was in it. You see? There was
Oh yeah,
somebody else
Mad
in
TV.
it.
Oh yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, Will Sasso was in it.
And he was
I
like a
love
recurring gag guest star, I guess.
That works. Will Sasso's awesome.
He's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be diving into next week. So there'll be no wheel spinning this week. But we appreciate you coming to hang out with us. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you downloading if you're listening on our podcast or visually watching it on Spotify. And we would love if you'd like, share, and check out our Patreon, Captain's Quadrant. And be sure to go and listen to the Beverly Crushers Enterprise album. It is available on wherever you're streaming your music, and it's well worth the deep dive into Star Trek music. So, my friends, live long and prosper, be well, and care about one another.
Nemesis sucks.
Nemesis is amazing!
Amazingly sucky.
Amazing, awesome.